In this video, we'll be exploring the concept of place values. Now, some of the questions that we'll be answering in this video includes what is place value and how to determine the place value of a digit in a given number. Now let's look at place value. Now according to this piece of information, this refers to the value of each digit in a number. Now here we have the place value chart. So we want to get a better understanding of what this thing is saying. Now here we have the 1000s. So we have the thousands column, the hundreds column, the tens column, the ones column. We have the decimal column, 10, 100, 1000. All right, and of course we could have go further on with this, right? But we just want to have a basic understanding of this thing. All right, so 1000, we could represent 1000 like this. All right, in number form, 100, tens, ones. We know how the decimal point looks. Now 10th, we can represent 10th by either writing it as 1 over 10, which is in fraction form, or we could also look at it from the perspective of decimals, all right, which is 0.1. Same thing for 100, 1 over 100, or 0.01. Same thing for 1000, 1 over 1000, or 0.001. If you're wondering how do you convert, this is pretty much the decimal form of this fraction right here. Likewise for all of these. All right. So if you're wondering how you get the decimal, all you need to do is to put this thing in your calculator. So you would have the 1 first, then you write the division sign, then divide that by the denominator, and you get this result right here, which is in decimal form. Now, I wanted to look at this number first. Before we look at this part of it, I wanted to pay attention to this number. Now, this number reads as 5,743.621. All right. Now, we can actually represent each digit in this number. All right. So remember the definition. Place value refers to the value of each digit in a number. So here we have a number. We want to know what each digit represents. All right, what is the value of each digit? Now, here we have the decimal point. So from the decimal point, we know that the first digit to the left, all right, so this is the left. So the first digit to the left of the decimal point, all right, falls under the ones column. All right, so the 3 falls under the ones. The digit after that falls under the tens column. All right, and the digit after that, which is 7, falls under the hundreds column, and the 4th digit, which is 5, falls under the 1000s column. All right, now the first digit to the right, we start off with 10th. All right, there's no such thing as 1. I want to make that clear. I always mess with my students about that one, but there's no such thing as 1. So the first place after the decimal point, we refer to that as the 10th. All right, so the 6 will fall under the 10th column, the 2 will fall under the 100 column, and the 1 would fall under the 1000 column. All right, now we can actually expand this number, all right, with respect to this place value. All right, so look how we could do that. We could simply multiply each digit, all right, by its value, all right, and we could expand that thing. So 5, we could have 5 times 1000, 5000. So this is the value of this digit right here. So the value of this digit is actually 5000. So you simply just multiply the digit by its place value. All right. and you can obtain that value, the value of that digit in this entire number right here. So the value of the 5 in this number would be 5,000. Now you could do the same thing for the 7. So you multiply the 7 by its corresponding place value. Alright, so 7 times 100, the value of the 7 in that number would be 700. Alright, same thing for this 4 right here. 4 times 10 give us 40. Alright, and then we have the 3 right here. 3 times 1, 3. Alright, then now for the decimal section, we'd have to multiply this thing by its value, alright, by its place value. So 6 times 0.1 would give you 0.6. Same thing for the next number. 2 times 0.01, that would give you 0.02. And 1 times 0.001, that would give you 1 times anything, remain the thing. So of course the result would be 0.001. Alright, now if you should add up all this thing right here, you'll obtain the same number right here. Alright, so all we did right there is to establish the value of each digit in this number right here. Alright, so hopefully you guys got that thing right there. Now we want to look at some examples of how. Alright, so here we have the questions. So here we have 554.936. Alright, so part A asks us to do what? What place is the selected digit in? Alright, so what place is the selected digit in? So remember, when we're going left of the decimal point, we start off with what? 1. So we have the ones place, then we have the tens place. Alright, so this 5 right here falls into the tens place. So the place for this would be what? Tens. Alright, so that would be the correct answer for that one. So part B asks us to do what? What is the value of the selected digit? So what is the value of this? So if we know that it falls in the tens place, we simply do what? Multiply the digit by the place it falls in. So remember, we can also represent this as what? We could write the numeral. So we just say 5 times 10, alright? And 5 times 10 gives us what? 50. So that's how we would treat with that. Alright, so what you guys could do now, you guys could probably attempt the remaining questions. Alright, and it's about 8 examples I have here. So you could attempt these questions in addition to these as well. Alright, and then resume the video to see if you got those questions correct. Alright, so let's continue. So here we have 821.279. Alright, so we know that what? When we look at when we go to the right of the decimal point, we start off with what? 10th. Alright, so we have 10th, then we have 100th, then we have 1000th. Alright, so the 9 in this case would fall in the 1000th place. So this falls in the 1000th place. Alright, now here we have what is the value of the selected digit. What is the value of the selected digit? Now an easy way how you could also do this is to pretty much here, look what we'll do. We'll write a 0 before the decimal point. Now for each number before we reach to the 9, we'll just write a 0 for those. So we'll write a 0 in the place of the 2, 0 in place of the 7, and then we have the 9 right here. Alright, so this would be the value of the 9 in this number right here. Here we have question 3 now. So this number reads as 563.182. So we want to know the place in which the selected digit is in. Alright, so this 5 right here, so remember, we're going to the left of the decimal point. So we start off with ones, tens, then we have what? Hundreds. Alright, so this 5 here would fall in the hundreds place. Alright, and we could also we have the space to represent this thing, so could represent that thing in numeral form. And we know that to get the value now of the selected digit, we simply just multiply the digit by its corresponding place value. So we say 5 times 100, and that thing gives us 500. All right, so the value for this digit right here, which is 5, would be 500. All right, in this number right here. Now let's look at example 4, or question 4 rather. Here we have this number reads as 497.362. All right, what place is the selected digit? So what place does this fall into? So again, when we go to the right of the decimal point, we start off with what? 10th. All right, so 10th. Then we have what? 100th. So we have 10th first, then 100th. So the 6 falls into the 100th. Place. All right, and we can represent this thing as 0.01. All right, and if you're wondering how I get this thing, you could probably go back to the initial stages of the video and have another look at the place value chart. All right, so let's look at this thing again now. So we have part B, what is the value of the selected digit? All right, so again, we just simply multiply the digit by its place value. So 6 times 0.01, and this would give us 0.06. All right, then here we have the 5th question. This reads as 939.829. All right, part A, what place is the selected digit? And the place again, so we're looking to the left. So the first place is what? Ones. Then we have what? Tens. All right, so this 3 falls in the tens place. All right, again, we can represent that in numeral form also, so that falls in the tens place. Then here we have now, what is the value of the selected digit? So again, we multiply the digit by its corresponding place value. So 3 times 10, and that gives us 30 right there. All right, and now we have the other examples. So question 6, here we have 356.758. All right, so and we know that again, if we have another look at the place value chart, the first number or first digit that falls to the left of the decimal point, that's in the ones place. All right, so we can represent that in numeral form as well. What is the value of the selected digit? Again, we just simply multiply the digit by its corresponding place value. So 6 times 1, that's 6. Now we're looking at question 7. So this reads as 223.264. Again, the first number that falls to the right of the decimal place, we'll start off in the 10th place. All right, so this falls in the 10th place, and we can represent that in numeral form as 0.1. All right, sorry, so 0.1. What is the value of the selected digit? So again, we just multiply the corresponding digit by its place value. So 2 times 0.1 would give us 0.2. Now here we have the final question. Now this thing reads as 9,364.493. All right, so part A asks us again to, all right, identify the place in which the highlighted digit falls in. All right, and we know that the first thing to the left of the decimal point, the first place would be ones, then we have tens, then we have hundreds, then we have thousands. All right, so the 9 would fall in the thousands place. All right, and we could represent that in numeral form as well. All right, and now we have part B. What is the value of the selected digit? And again, you simply multiply the digit in question by its place value. All right, so 9 times 1000, the value of the 9 in that number would be 9000. All right, and that's pretty much that.